At the beginning of 2020, I had turned on the news and I was told to stay inside, lock the doors, wear a mask, because a big, bad, scary, deadly virus has emerged from Wuhan, China. This virus supposedly came from a food market where people were supposedly eating bats. I was scared. In my head, I thought Wuhan must have been such a wasteland. I mean, the virus came from there, right? And now I've been in Wuhan for 2 months. I've explored all the beautiful parts of it. I've met many beautiful, kind people. And after 2 months of Wuhan, I've avoided one place in the city, the elephant in the room, which is the COVID market. And that market is this building right there behind me. Now, when you open Wikipedia, when you open ChatGPT and ask him, where did this virus come from? They're all gonna point to this exact building right here. But after being in Wuhan, I have many doubts. I've seen the city, I've seen the people. I have doubts where this virus actually came from. But in the future, when our kids are gonna be reading their history textbooks and ask us, Dad, what happened in 2020? We're gonna tell them, yeah, some virus came from this market right here. I think China, Wuhan, and this market was just picked to be blamed on for the virus. I don't know, I think we'll never know the answer. But you know, on paper, it's from here. So I'm here to explore it. Apparently, it's still open. And now it's a sunglasses market. So you can go inside and buy some sunglasses. I have sunglasses on already, very dark sunglasses, even though it's not a sunny day. And the reason I'm wearing such dark sunglasses is because the future is so bright.
I'm wearing dark glasses today because I'm seeing the future and it's looking very bright.
The future is so bright for China and for Wuhan that all the brightness is going to damage my eyes. So I had to put on these dark sunglasses. But I'll see what kind of sunglasses they're selling in the supposed COVID market. Another very interesting thing about this market is its location. Its location is right in the center of the richest area of Wuhan. So you would wonder, why would the richest people be eating things like that? The story doesn't make sense to me, but here it is. It's actually a very, very short walk from my home. I literally walked to this market. I didn't even take a bus or metro. That's how close it is. And here's the entrance of it. Sunglasses shops. Here's the entrance, just normal. Sunglasses. Oh, okay. Just sunglasses after sunglasses. And normal glasses. You can get your eyes checked. It's not what I was expecting. It's really strange. And there's like no customers. I'm not the only customer here. And I already have sunglasses, so it's like, I don't know. So according to the media, this is where it's all started. This place right here is the reason I couldn't leave my home for 2 years. I don't know what to say. It's super clean too. The place is shining. That is not what I expected. I heard from some people that the place was demolished. But clearly not, it's right here. They're selling sunglasses. The ladies are asking me, they're like, hello, hello. What sunglasses do you want? I'm like, I already have some. It's okay. But I don't know. Very strange. Yeah, there you go. That's the COVID market. This is where case 1 was recorded. This is the epicenter, the spawn point. Supposedly. I don't know. It's weird. This is not what you'd expect. This literally feels like they just picked a random place. Why not just blame it on them? Like, I'm so confused. And as I mentioned, the market is in the richest area of the city, which was really, really confusing to me. Why would it be in the richest part of the city? And apparently, food was being sold in this market prior to the virus. And there were unusual foods. I asked all my friends in Wuhan, and they told me there would have been a few weirder, more unusual foods sold there, but nothing on the level of what we're told. They would have sold frogs, alligator, and maybe snakes. That's what I heard. And these foods are extremely expensive because they're rare to come by. You don't get an alligator, you know, on the side of the road here in China. So these foods are very expensive. So my friends told me that rich people would come here. I think some kid is laughing at me. I think, what was I saying? Some rich people would go there to try more unusual foods. And another interesting thing about this market is that many of my Chinese friends tell me that they believe that the Americans brought in the virus. And what's super interesting is a month prior to the pandemic, I believe football game or some sport game was held here in Wuhan, and many Americans came here to watch the game. And that was the first time in a long time that Americans came to the city. So it's like, is that a coincidence?
美军选手到底得的什么病？2019年10月，美国派出300多名选手赴武汉参加第7届世界军人运动会，期间先后有5名美军选手出现。
Who knows? You know, I don't want to get into it. Think whatever you want. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's over now. I think, unfortunately, many people in the world see China way worse than it actually is because of this pandemic. Including me, I thought it was way worse than it is. You know, you have to actually come here to see just how good people live here, how friendly the people are, and most importantly, how good the food is. I think one of my biggest positives about Wuhan is how good the food is, which is ironic because supposedly the food is what caused the pandemic. I've been to a few cities in China, for example, Shenzhen. In Shenzhen, I didn't like the food that much. To be honest, I had quite a lot of food that I couldn't swallow. But here in Wuhan, I'm eating so well every day. I go to a street food market and I'm eating well for less than €1. I go to a restaurant, I'm eating well. I go to an expensive restaurant, of course I'm eating well too. The food here is not too spicy, it's just delicious. There's many varieties of food, mostly fish, because Wuhan is in the province of Hubei, which means a northern lake. The reason this province has this name is because there's so many lakes in this area. There's lakes absolutely everywhere in the countryside. Many houses have their own lakes. Literally, a house has a garden and a lake. People go fishing in their own lakes here in Hubei. So the food here is absolutely magnificent, really. I'm a really picky person. Like, I eat chicken nuggets and fries. And I'm here eating many different kinds of foods in China, in Wuhan, and I love it. So honestly, it saddens me that so many people think so bad of Wuhan, when in reality, it's so good. They never experience what I experienced. They think this place is not good. It's not true. Hopefully, in 2 months, I change your view of Wuhan to see how beautiful it is. But cities in China are so big that it takes months to fully explore them. You know, Wuhan is, I believe, the 7th biggest city in China, has over 10 million people, like 13, 14 million people. And like, no foreigners. Almost nobody comes to Wuhan. Prior to the virus, all the foreigners were just working here. But since the virus, most foreigners are tourists. There's not a lot of tourists, but the ones that are foreigners are tourists. And I think the reason for that is they have Wuhan in their head. Everybody knows of Wuhan now. I think you can go to anywhere in the world, you say Wuhan, they'll know the city now. So I think when people go to China, they're like, where should I go? Chengdu? Haven't heard of that. Shenzhen? Haven't heard of that. Wuhan? Oh, I've heard of that. Let's go there. Now I'm right beside the blue walls of the market. Behind this blue wall is supposedly where it all started. So I am in a 3 to 5 meter radius of supposedly where the whole pandemic started. It's crazy to think about that. In 2020, I did not think that I'll be here ever, but here I am. It's pretty random. There's many posters. I don't know what it says. And actually in this area are a lot of the hospitals, obviously. The first hospitals that opened because of the pandemic are literally in like a 1 kilometer radius right here. Hey, this is it. Some blue walls. There's like a print on the wall. It looks like the Versace print. There's some happy kids. I don't know, like, is this what you expected? Like, I don't know, this is not what I expected at all. There's some hearts, okay? I think this is telling kids to be careful at the red light, at the traffic light. Look, there's a lollipop lady or a policewoman being like, oh, stop! On the other side of the road too, you see that long pole right there? That also could have been where they were selling animal foods. So this market was in two sections, right there on one side of the road and right here on this side of the road. When you look up the market on social media, this pops up, and that's right here. So this right here is supposedly exactly the spawn point of the epidemic. I don't know what this could mean, but... And there's also some phone numbers written here. I don't know for what. Less than 1 kilometer away from the supposed COVID market is the Hankou railway station. A beautiful European style railway station. So let's get food here. Let's get food right beside the market. Does this look like an area that's 908 meters away from the start of the pandemic? I don't know, not really. There's a McDonald's here. I'm not gonna get McDonald's because I love Chinese food. I'm gonna get some Chinese food. I don't want some Western food. Here you go, McDonald's, McCafe. But down there, we have Rogamion, the most popular noodles of Wuhan. I'll just get that. Baozi.
Oh, Baozi.
This one. Rogamion. Yeah. 谢谢，谢谢。这个自己放。OK， 谢谢。就是一个炒辣椒炒菜的。There you go, a beautiful meal, 767 meters away from the market. This meal, these three items were €3.80, which is actually pretty expensive for China. But for the West, this would be a steal.